I called him back, and every time I called him back, it was the same stories. Just had some other guys come in. They needed it done right now. I finally told him, I said, well, put me on the list of people who want it done right now. Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up knowing it must run faster than the fastest lion or it will be killed. Every morning a lion wakes up, it knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you're a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up and you live in Africa, you better be running. In your Conklin business, it's not much different. When you get up in the morning, you better be running. Money loves speed. Okay? We're living a day and age today when everybody wants it now. They don't want to wait. They want their questions answered. They want their product. They want their service. They want it right now. So, in your Conklin business, when you get up, my suggestion is be running. Got a good friend of ours with us today again, Simon Lee. And I know you've got a lot of experience in the Conklin business. And you've got some good tips and good points on this topic today. So share with us what you got.
Well, hey, it's an honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me over. But I would like to share in a quick way here this morning. One of the things that I have seen hurt people the most, good intended people that have a great big heart, they would do anything for somebody. But the drawback was when they started the job, they didn't finish it in time. They first went and did another job and then they come back. Then they went and did another job and then they come back. And you know, that building owner told me, I like this guy, but he didn't get my job done fast enough, and he's looking at somebody else to do the job the next time. He got killed because the line was faster than him. Somebody else was able to do it faster than him. So here's the deal. McDonald's is not in business. They are not in business and people coming there because they are so good. Them grease burgers are so good. That's not why they're in business. It's because when you come up, you expect a sandwich out that door. You expect when you go through the drive-through that it's fast and easy and no problems, right?
Yep.
You come up there, you say, I want that burger, and they say, yes, sir, right here it is, this price, and you go to the next window and out it comes. But if you had to sit there for half an hour, you would never go back to that place again. That's what I'm talking about. Service of the highest speed, just like this. You got to be faster than whoever is your competition. If your competition's faster than you, I guarantee the next time your competition got your job. I hate to see that from people, for sure, when they're people that you know that have a big heart. You know, they deserve better.
Yep.
And they just didn't think about it, you know, because, well, we have 2 days that are nice. Let's say you go out and you wash a roof. You get this roof started. You wash it. The building owner is expecting the process now to happen. And then you don't show up for another week. They're like, why do you show up one day, you know, and washed it, but he doesn't show up for a week, you know, and they don't understand. See, the building owner don't understand. You do, because you have another job started. And it's nothing wrong with starting a job, washing it, maybe, and have 1 day in between there or something. But if you go 2 weeks in between this, the building owner perceived that, hey, my job is started, and then it didn't show up again. And you don't have a lot of time to make a good impression. So I say, be like a fast food chain. Make it fast, quick. You know what? I believe in high quality. I believe in great, good, high quality work. But I also believe that service is more important than quality.
Yeah, right on.
That sounds maybe off the deep end, but it's the truth. You know, and here's what Conklin does. We have the highest quality, and we can do it the fastest. We can be the Mickey D's of roofing.
Yeah. Well, we have something really special with our systems for the fact that most of our systems are restoration systems. We come in there with lightning speed compared to our competitors most of the time, because our competitors are tearing off. And we've had jobs that are literally, back when I was roofing full time, we had jobs that were, you know, I remember one project, $125,000 project. We were in and out of that project in like 3.5 days. You know, I grew up doing construction all my life, and I'm like, dude, what business can you be in and you can do those kind of numbers in that short of a time? You know, so there's no reason that these jobs have to be drug out for any amount of time. But in the event that you have to pull off for a day, in the event that you have to pull off for 2 days or a week or whatever that might be,
you can't control the weather.
Make sure that you're communicating with the building owner, that he knows exactly where you're at and what's going on.
Yeah.
We've always just made a habit that pretty much every night after we're done with the job, if the guy was there, we'd walk in his office and give him an update, tell him exactly where we're at. That way he always knows where we're at, where we're going. And we're not just assuming that, oh, he knows. He knows. We're giving him an update. Hey, we just got done washing it. Tomorrow we're going to put down the primer and we're going to be closing up all the seams or whatever that update might sound like. And also what that does for you is it builds confidence to him because you're communicating. And if in the event that something happens that is not what you plan on happening, hey, you have a better relationship with you and he trusts you more and things just go smoother that way. Okay. In any business, it doesn't matter what business you're in. It's not whether something's going to happen or not that you don't like. It's just when, okay? Because things are going to happen. And the better relationship, the better customer relationship, the better communication you can have had with that individual before, hey, the better it's going to go. And this can also be said about managers. Us as managers, we have people who depend on us to get their questions answered. And I feel like, if we can't answer the phone call as it comes in, we should return that call ASAP, as soon as possible. Whether that's a text or a phone call or whatever that is, I would suggest that we get back as soon as possible because we live in an age that more than likely that person that tried to call you, he was on a roof when he called you and he needs that question answered right now because in 5 minutes he's going to walk in and talk to the building owner or whatever that might look like.
When somebody calls you and wants a bid on their roof, it's because they're just like me. All right. They probably thought of this roof. They probably thought about the chance that we're going to need to do something. And then finally they decide now's the time to do it. And I believe when they called you to ask you to come bid the roof was when they got the money. Right? That's when they kind of decide, all right, we got a little bit of money together now. We're a little ready to get this going. And they had a decision. Now, you'd be surprised how many times people have told me that you're the fifth guy that I called and none of the others showed up. I believe if you get a call, you should be there within.
If you missed the Leadership Essentials seminar, you can now get the full recordings, plus a whole list of solid bonuses. That includes a 4-week live Zoom masterclass on sales and closing using the 4 Natures framework, so you understand how different people think, decide, and buy. Check it out at smarterroofer.com/lead and grab the Leadership Essentials recordings, the upcoming live masterclass by Elias Raber, and more. That's smarterroofer.com/lead.
You make an appointment right then and then when you're going to be there. You don't say, well, I'll call you back and then we'll figure out when we come out, we'll call you back. Just say, all right, looks like I could be there on Wednesday of next week. If you can go bid that job within 24 hours, you have set yourself apart so far from all of your competition because they all book it way out. So there you go again, fast in bidding. You got to bid fast, and as soon as you got that bid in, you follow up, you close the deal, and then when you got the deal closed, you want to get that roof done real quick. I've got lots of repeat customers just because of the fact that I was one of the first guys to show up, and they are already 6 weeks tried to get somebody else to come.
Yep. I just had an experience that I took my RV into a local guy to get a seat reupholstered in it, changing the vinyl on the seat. And I had it scheduled with this guy to show up. And I drove out. He gave me a quote. And so we went to Canada here a month ago or something. And so I took my RV to his place and I dropped it off. So it's sitting there for a whole week. He's got a whole week to get it done. Actually, a little more than a week. So we're about to come back. I called him and I said, hey, just wondering where we're going at. You got the thing done? Because he told me he'll get it done while we're gone. Oh, man, I haven't got to it yet. I had some people come in and they needed it done right now and blah, blah, blah. And I called him back, and every time I called him back, it was the same story. Just had some other guys come in. They needed it done right now. I finally told him, I said, well, put me on the list of people who want it done right now. This is the service people want.
Yep.
They want it done right now. And he pushed me around. I had my RV sitting there for probably 3 weeks. Okay. When I'm not using my RV, I rent it out some. I probably turned down a couple $1,000s worth of rent money because it was sitting there and it wasn't worth my time to go pick it up and rent it and bring it back. And I'd just rather get it done and then move on with life. He messed around for a couple weeks, probably 2-3 weeks, and just the same story every time. And I finally needed it for a trip that I was doing myself. So I went and picked it up and brought it back. And when I came back, I called him up, and his story is always the same. Call me Monday. I'm really busy right now, but just call me. And he was just constantly pushing it off. And I finally got tired of it. And so I went to his competitor about 5 miles down the road, and I just dropped it off yesterday, and he's doing it. Now this guy called me yesterday. I just noticed a missed call from him, and I have it saved in my phone, and I recognized, do you think I answered? Nope. I don't need him anymore. I'm like, if that's the kind of service that you're going to give me,
Too bad.
I don't need you. Okay. There's other people in your space as well. You're not the only guy owning this space. There's other people in your space as well.
Mhm.
So you better deliver. And so, I went to this other guy. This other guy's supposed to be getting it done here in a couple of days, but it was just a lesson to me, to not do that. And guess what? Every time that I talked to one of these other guys, like this other guy to get a quote, I told him this whole story. Had he, here's how it works. You do a bad job for somebody, they'll tell
A lot of people.
15 people. Do a good job, they might tell 3.
Yep.
So just make sure that you're delivering on that lightning speed, because money loves speed. And if you want to have a checking account that has some money in it, that's going to give you some freedom, move fast.
That's right. I had the same experience with my van. And all I needed was the brakes changed. And I went down to the shop and I asked him, how soon can you do this? Guess what he said? I'll do it tomorrow. So I dropped the van off. It took him 3 days longer than he said it would. And you know what my wife said was, dude, she said, we need to find somebody else that'll do it when they say they will. But here's why. Here's why I know why this guy did it. He's a great guy, but I'm his customer. He thought he had me already.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm starting to, because the last 2 times, this is what's happening, is pushed out.
Yeah.
Because he already got me. I'll tell you what, the fastest way to build your business is to serve the people you already got. And don't be so concerned about getting new, because these are repeat customers. If you go after 5 years and you serve these people long enough, now in the Conklin business, after 10 years, it's time for recoats. Who do you think they're going to get? If you were quick the first time to bid, if you were quick to follow up when they had a problem, if you were quick to every time, if you were fast like a cheetah, ahead of the game, I'm telling you, you're going to get the repeat job to recoat that job. Why would anybody get somebody else to recoat their roof if you were their number one friend right up front? If you were professional, if you were there to bid it quick, got the job done quick, and when they had a problem, you were there quick, guaranteed you're going to be the job. You're going to be the one they're going to think of hiring when they're ready to do the job.
If you missed the Leadership Essentials seminar, you can now get the full recordings, plus a whole list of solid bonuses. That includes a 4-week live Zoom masterclass on sales and closing using the 4 Natures framework, so you understand how different people think, decide, and buy. Check it out at smarterroofer.com/lead and grab the Leadership Essentials recordings, the upcoming live masterclass by Elias Raber, and more. That's smarterroofer.com/lead.